Alrighty, you guys, so we're gonna jump in right into the ball cap method. This is not something that you have to do. This is not something that I even do all the time. So yeah, basically I was showing you guys that I cut my finger because I was using this razor. This is not something you should do. Don't use a razor to smooth down the cap. But I'm using a regular stocking cap because I didn't have a brown one. I'm using some powder to go ahead and darken that ball cap. I'm really speeding through this because this is not necessary. This is not something you have to do. But I know some people do like to do the ball cap method, so that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm just using that razor to cut down the ball cap. To lay the ball cap down, I did use the the black gel, the black bottle with the clear gel. I used that, 2 layers of that to hold the cap down, and that's about it. So I'm going ahead and just ripping this off, and then we'll get into laying down the wig. I do recommend making sure you get all of these little itty bitty tiny pieces off of here, because like when you go to lay down your wig, you don't want to see little crumbled pieces of, wig cap under your lace. So I just plopped the wig on just now. I'm going to move it up and try to see where the lace is falling, like where the baby hairs would be. Which, by the way, we're not doing any baby hairs on this install. This is my first time not putting any in a wig. And I really, really loved how it came out. And I'm going to be doing this more often. So I'm just drawing on the hairline to try to see where that cap is at, so that way I can cut it off more. Now, I don't think you need to do this because I don't know if this really even worked. To be honest, that was my first time doing it. And I looked at my cap to see if I could see the brown lines, and I didn't. So you could skip that step. I just put it in just so you can see that, not everything works just because it's on YouTube. Just because someone says, a technique worked doesn't mean it does. So I'm just shaving down those pieces because technically those could be, seen through the lace. Like when I plopped on the wig, you could see it still. So I cut that off. And then here I'm just putting some brown, powder on those little edges. And then we're going to go straight in with the glue. So this is the Ghost Bond. During this install, I ran into a lot of problems because I didn't have any freeze spray. I didn't have any spritz. I didn't have any type of spray or holding spray or hairspray to help me through this process. So what I would usually do is spray some freeze spray on my perimeter, and then I'll lay the glue on top. But because I didn't have that, I had to go straight in with glue. Make sure your forehead is nice and alcohol down too before all of this, before you do this whole process. So then I did blow dry it, and now I'm going ahead and adding a second layer. Now my second layer is the yellow bottle, and I'm using that because I ran out of of the Ghost Bond glue. So I just didn't have no Ghost Bond. I didn't have no spray. Like, it was a lot going on. I put powder on the inside of the wig, and now I'm about to actually lay it down. Now, I did do it off-centered, so that was my fault. Just make sure you place your wig where you really want it, because you don't want to end up with a crooked part. So here I'm taking a comb, and I'm really, really mushing and smoothing that frontal into the glue. Like, I like to put the hair a little bit above, like the wig above where the glue stops, so that way I can make sure that the glue really gets into those edges. And this is going to help us not have to do baby hairs. So I'm really smoothing it in. And then what I'm going to do is actually take some glue or some, gel. I'm going to take gel and start to lay down the outer section of the hair as well, which I don't see many people do. So as you see here, I'm adding some gel. The clear gel got to be the black bottle onto my bait, like the perimeter. I'm only putting on the perimeter and then I'm brushing it out. Let me see. I think it's going to be... Oh, right here I had to tack down my wig some more, so I had to put some glue down. But and as you can see, I'm blow drying every step that I take. I'm blow drying, because you really want to lock in your style. So yes, here I am. I'm putting in the black gel, the got to be on the outer part. I'm putting it on my edges, and then I'm smoothing, and then I'm blow drying. So it's like a whole, little combo that I'm doing. I'm placing the gel down, I'm blow drying, then I'm smoothing. Now this whole section is all in real time. I did not speed this up. This is the actual speed that I was going, because I wanted to really show in, regular time how it is to how quick you have to move. Now, sorry about the blow dryer being all in the way. That was my fault, y'all. I'm sorry. I haven't recorded in so long, so I wasn't even used to being like doing my hair in front of the camera. So yes, just gonna keep smoothing, keep combing. You're gonna keep blow drying. And then you also want to be moving those hairs around, because you don't want them to get too stuck instead of like settled into that. You just don't want them to get too stiff. So you want to kind of comb and blow dry, comb and blow dry. And then when I had excess glue left over, I just moved it somewhere else, as you can see. And you just want to keep doing that. Smooth, apply the gel, blow dry, comb through it. All right, so I'm back. So you pretty much just saw me do the other side. I pretty much gelled down the sides and I blew dry. I did speed this one up because I wanted to get through this video because it's kind of long. But as you can see, I'm just making sure to go ahead and make sure that everything is smooth, everything is down. You'll see me tug at it to make sure that it's actually sticking. Make sure that there's no lifting. As you can see, I'm trying to show you in different lighting what it's going to look like. Don't worry, you might see a little bit of white flakes and stuff like that, but for the most part, that thing is down. It is laid. Yes, that's what you want. No baby hairs needed at all. Tugging at it, it's not budging. And now I'm just gonna lay some mousse. The mousse that I use is called Lotta Body. It comes in a blue bottle. It's a pretty affordable mousse, and I really like it because it doesn't make anything too stiff and it doesn't dry white. So I'm putting the mousse down to further mold it, really snatch it. Oh yes, as you can see, it's looking really good. I like that. So I did go ahead and put my scarf on top. I pretty much laid it, kept the scarf on for about like 10 minutes, not too long. There's no need to, do too much because I was blow drying it a lot during the whole process. So that was pretty easy. So now I'm going ahead and cutting off the lace, trying to get as close to the frontal as possible, like to the hairline. So I'm just clipping at any tiny little pieces. What I did was I cut in the middle first, then cut the lace off, and then I continue to cut the little small pieces that I see. And I use some gel again to make sure that if there's anything lifting up from cutting it, that they also get laid down. So that's what I'm doing. I'm applying the mousse again, just on, like I said, to smooth it, to really melt it. And I'm blow drying at the same time because, like I said, you want to make sure it stays in place. Okay, so I'm going to let you go ahead and continue to watch and see how I cut the other side. Oh yes, so I also forgot to mention that I'm adding powder to the parting and also in between like the hair and stuff, so that way when I do my makeup and stuff it blends in. I'm using a powder that I usually use to contour with. I prefer for it to be a darker color instead of putting a light color there. So yeah, now you're gonna watch me do the other side. All right, so basically the install is coming near the end. I'm just doing some finishing touches, but I did want to mention that this hair is from Rosa Beauty, and this was a 10-inch straight bob. It did come pretty much pre-plucked, and I didn't have to pluck too much. I did pluck a little bit, but not really much, and I didn't really need to. And I did bleach the knots on this frontal. If you need to know how I bleach my frontals, then it is down below, or it will be it's in the videos and in some other videos that I have already on my page. I do need to do an updated video, but I do have one on my page on how I bleach the frontals. So yeah, just watch the end of the video. I will have some photos also at the very end, so go ahead and watch those too. Okay. Okay, so it is days later. Okay, and I've been wearing this hair for about a week and a half. Sorry I didn't come back and like show it that day what it looked like. I did end up doing like a middle part that day. It's really not gonna lay because I hot combed it to stay this way. But since then I have trimmed the hair. I've cut it a little bit. I've reinstalled it. I just reinstalled it today after a week of having it laid down. yeah, so it doesn't look like the same exact way it did, like when I first did it, of course, because it always looks like super nice when you first do it, but it still doesn't look bad. Like, it's still a pretty good install. So I trimmed the like bangs right here, and I trimmed this side and cut it a little bit shorter. I wish I didn't do that, to be honest. I don't know why I did that, because I hate asymmetric bobs. So I might end up having to actually cut this side to match this side. But in all, about the hair, I would say that I would purchase this hair again. This was from Rosa Beauty, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a week, so excuse me. But excuse me. Pretty much, yeah, I like it. It's holding up. It's perfect. Like, it does not tangle. It does not knot. I don't have any problems with the back of my head, like usually with bobs. And let me show you the back. Usually with bobs, like, you have issues with the back a lot, but they cut this bob pretty well. I did trim it today, just to try to fix it up some. Ignore my background. Sorry, I'm doing laundry. I'm really not prepared to do that. I really was not prepared to do this. I don't have issues with the back of it having any issues. I would definitely purchase this hair. It is soft still. I just washed it today. It didn't tangle or knot up on me when I washed it. It washed super easy. Like, it didn't even give me a snag or anything. As far as shedding, I don't see much shedding. Of course, if you manipulate the hair, if you're tugging at it, if you're doing the most, you're gonna have shedding. But even I just did that and I don't have any shedding. And I cut my hair, and other than what I cut is the only thing that shed. I didn't really pluck my hairline like that, because I really don't pluck my hairlines like that. Like, I like to have them last long. So I noticed that the less you pluck it, the less you have an issue with balding and stuff. And I never had an issue with balding in none of my frontals, ever. Excuse me. I should have did this video hours ago when I did my makeup. But yeah, so I've never had any issues with balding on none of my frontals, and that's because I don't over pluck. I get pre-plucked frontals, and then from there I might take out a little bit here and there, maybe take out a little bit in the part, but nothing major. Kitty, get out of here. Oh, my cat. But yeah, for the most part, like I said, I would purchase this hair. I need to cut this little piece of lace right there. Don't mind it. But yeah, I would purchase this hair again. I think it's great hair. The communication with the seller was great. I got it really, really fast. At least 3 days. The only thing I didn't like was, out of nowhere, they like text my phone. But then again, your phone number is in the information when you are getting your order or whatever. When you're making your order, your number is inserted in there. But I was not expecting them to text me. I said, since when do AliExpress text you behind? They text me the whole way through everything. So that was cool, but it was kind of weird. But other than that, I would like better parting space as well on this frontal. I wish it was 13 by 6, because right here is literally where the track ends. Like, I'm literally like, I put a couple strands over that track to cover it. Like, I would like to be able to part it deeper over on this side, but I can't, because, you know, I would like to like go like this and part it like real deep, but I can't because, yeah. So I mostly wore it in the middle part, which I can insert some clips right here. I wore it in the middle part and everything like that. But in all, yes, I will purchase this hair. Hopefully you enjoyed me installing it in the beginning. Sorry, that was a couple days ago. I have not been on YouTube in so long. I'm trying to get back into the game, because everybody's like, girl, what have you been doing? But if you want to know where this outfit is from, I will be having a video on all of that. A haul on all the stuff that I order on. I probably got makeup all over this. all the stuff that I order from AliExpress as well, clothing and everything, like a lot of stuff. Like I think I got one of these necklaces from AliExpress. So yeah, I'm willing to share y'all my secrets or whatever. So yeah, that's all I really have. Stay tuned for the next video. Like I'm really about to start pumping out some videos from some hairstyles I've had throughout last year. I kind of want to do like a big video, like a big recap of all of the hair that I had in 2019 and give you a description and how it wore and what it was like and what my experience was like with the hair, because I do always put my Instagram on my reviews in the apps. So like in AliExpress, I always put my IG so people can contact me about that hair, but I'd rather just put it all in the video, all the information. So yeah, that is all. I'm gonna stop rambling. I haven't done this in so long, so I'm like feeling kind of weird, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll check you guys in the next one.